now. Oh, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sorry, I'm just checking something. Bear with me 1 second, please. A lot of people aren't getting our notifications anymore. I'm being told that they're not getting our notifications when we're going live. They're not getting the notifications of our new programs. Try and contact YouTube to see what's actually happening and why that's actually happening. So let me just make sure I've got the right time. Just bear with me, please. Aha, someone's here. I do have the right time, right? I'm just trying to giggle the time. How are you? Benny, how are you? Thank you for joining. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Is it okay? Time in UK now. Let's have a look. Oh, I got IO. Hang on, it should be UK. I've just done a mistype. How are you? How are you? Benny, Manfrey Maroon, how are you? What? I don't know what this is. It's come up with the wrong time. I don't know how that can work. Hang on. I'm telling me about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. 8:13. So yeah, I am on the right time. That's great. So thanks for joining. How are you? I am good. Bless you. I can hear you and see you. It's 8:12 here. Oh, so welcome, because here it's, the time has changed. So here it's 13 minutes past 7. So you know, you have that time, the time saver thing in the UK, and I remember last time I forgot about it for weeks, but I remembered it this week. So welcome everybody. Welcome to BlaXit. Thanks for joining. Appreciate your company here, and welcome. BlaXit is all about your relocation, repatriation back to the motherland. It's all about your exit from the West back to the best, and that's Africa, okay? So Good Beats Entertainment, welcome. Good Beats Entertainment, 7 or 8, thank you very much. Thank you for joining, thank you for being here. Thank you, because if it wasn't for you, you know, we wouldn't be here. So I always want to say thank you most of all to you, BlaXit family, because you know, you're the reason why I'm sitting here. You're the reason why I'm here sharing information. You're the reason why we are making these programs. You're the reason where we're putting the clarion call out, you know, for our people to return home. You're the reason why Marcus Garvey, you know, made sacrifices, as did other people, to let us know the fact that we have a home in Africa. And I'm broadcasting from the Gambia, which is where I've lived for the last 5 years. I first visited Gambia in 2011. And as the program, oh, Healers Essentials, hello, my darling, how are you? Yeah. As the program that I put out this week, actually, that hasn't had very many views, which I was quite disappointed in. I thought everybody would be would want to know who my favorite ex is. Sorry, let me just turn this phone off so you'd stop getting alarms. So let me just turn the sound off on this phone. Okay, and turn the internet off as well. That's it. So I thought many of you would want to know. So actually, to tell you the truth, in 2002, it was my ex-boyfriend, who's now known, quite well known, and as Sean Wallace. And in 2002, he came to Sean Wallace and I were together on and off for 16 and a half years. And so, so I'm going to dispel some of the myths that people have been putting out in the media. Yes. And so it was during our time together that he went to the Gambia, and then when he came to the Gambia, he told me about it. And he said to me, Julia, if you go there, you're not going to want to come back. If you go there, you're going to want to live there. You're going to absolutely love it. And I said, you know, it's not that I didn't believe him. Is that lipstick on my day? Hang on. All right. Apologies. Yeah. It's not that I didn't believe him. I did. But he was really, really convincing. But it wasn't until I actually came myself did I realize what he was talking about. So Simple Man TV, such a great and courageous woman. Thank you. Send you kisses for that. Benny, I send you kisses too. Everybody, I send you kisses. I don't want to be seen not to send everybody kisses. I'm sending you nothing but love. As you know, BlaXit is a love vibration, love frequency. We keep our vibration high. We keep it positive. We're about unity. We're about coming together. We're about doing for self. We're about, you know, elevating our nation, enlightening our nation, and of course making our nation our prioritization, and of course our mind's emancipation. So Benny, Manfrey Maroon, I want to read all of your comments. That's why I said have your say this week. I want to read all your comments, and I'm really going to kind of shape today's show based on you. So I saw your vlog this week. Nice surprise. I love watching The Chase, The Dark Destroyer, Sean Wallace, and I saw him a couple of years ago in Greenwich, and I took a picture with him. Share the picture. Let's put it on the profile, okay? Share the picture. If you've got it, please send it. So yeah, I'm going to talk a little bit about Sean, because, you know, I don't think we give our black men enough credit. And, you know, and the reason why I did this is also because obviously the other day I went in on my ex-husband because I wasn't happy with the neglect and what I see as abuse of our son, the fact that he doesn't see him, he doesn't support him financially, he doesn't pay school fees, he doesn't pay any maintenance, and he's only seen him twice in the last 2 years. Yes, I was upset, and yes, I said it live, and maybe I shouldn't have. So, and I wasn't trying to discredit men, because also there are women that also try and keep, you know, the fathers away from their children, but I've never been one of them. I've never been one of them. In fact, Sean, and this is why I want to share my story, because Sean was the person responsible for raising my daughter with me. Okay, when my daughter got her PhD, it was Sean that was there at the ceremony. When I left the UK, I left my daughter in his hands. Okay, and he has been a supreme father, and that's who she calls dad. She calls Sean dad. Okay, she's in a that's who she calls dad, and that's who's always been there for her, no matter what, through thick and through thin. So I want you to know that I'm not condemning all men, but I will when men don't, you know, do what they're supposed to do, you know, and they run away with their children's legacy, with their children's inheritance, and steal money from their own children and also from the ex-wife. I will sound it out, because it's not right. People all want to go out online and tell lies about me, so why can't I tell the truth? So I'm not condemning. I'm saying men, do right by your children. I'm saying women, do right by your children. I'm condemning us all who's not doing right by our children. That's all. We all have a responsibility. I look after other people's children that aren't even mine. Yeah, and the reason why I do it is because I feel that I have an obligation to the community and society that I live in. I have compassion, I have understanding, I have empathy, and, you know, I have a kind heart, and I don't see anything wrong with that. Kindness is not weakness. But I also feel that we have to stop this cycle of abuse and abandonment. We have to. I know when I came to Africa, that was one of the hardest things for me, was leaving my family. But I wasn't abandoning them. I was looking, you know, to pioneer, to chart a way. So I'm going to go back and read some of your comments here, because I'm saying that I'm going to focus the program all about you, and then I start chatting again. So that's the reason why I wanted to share a positive story. And, you know, as you see the views, you know, positive, if I say, oh, they want to silence me, you know, 6,200. I say, oh, yeah, this is my hit, so they're going to get a view. But this is how we, this is how, you know, sometimes we think. We gravitate too much towards negativity. And that is the problem. And like, it was like, that's the whole thing about Africa. You know, as soon as there's something happens in Gambia, all of a sudden everybody's unalive. Like, what a load of crap. What a load of crap. People die every day. You know, people are murdered every day. And the thing is, there was one murder and the rest went unalive. As I explained before, there were reasons for it. But it's okay to smear one of the smallest countries in Africa. Why are we doing it when it is one of the best destinations for us to repatriate to, especially if you're from the UK or the USA? Okay, let's have a go to the next comment. Greetings, everyone. Greetings, BlaXit family. So that's self-moderating. Thank you very much. So, okay, Jazara in the Gambia. Anxious to come home soon. It's been too long in the States. Ready for come home. Me ready for come out of my yard. Yes, me ready for come out of my yard. Yeah. Rad Michael said, can you please, I know who you are. I'm gonna send you lots of kisses. I miss you guys. Yeah, I can't wait to see you here as well, okay? And lots of love to you. You know, you're doing your thing. I'm so very proud of you and what you've achieved. Keep up the good work and I will see you soon, okay? And I know it's hard. It's not easy. People think sometimes, you know, that it's easy for us in the West. It's not, and we have to work hard for what we get. Okay, so Jazara in the Gambia said, it was a great inspiration when my husband and I repatriated to Gambia. I believe focus is the key. Enough love, sis. Yeah, we have to focus. There's no doubt about it. Focus is the key because you've got to have that razor sharp focus. You've got to have your plan in place. You've got to know, you know, what you're doing. Okay, you have to know what you're doing, and that's so important. Okay, that's so important because, you know, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail, as Sean used to always say to me. Okay. Okay, so Benny Manfrey Maroon says, you are speaking from the heart, Nyancho. No bother watch no fears. And it's nice that your daughter has a nice relationship with Sean. And yes, we should prioritize and look after the children. I agree. They are the future. You know, I know Whitney Houston sang that song, but the lyrics, you know, are poignant and they do mean something to us. You know, even the project that we've been doing, I want to say thank you to my two aunties that helped to, and everybody else, because it wasn't just them, that helped to contribute towards the wall at the school. I actually went to Lower Basic School, and they actually also have 2 additional units, which I'm sure, you know, was done by another charity, and it was done, you know, in the essence of the fact that we had started the work. So I want to say congratulations to you, BlaXit family, everyone that helped to contribute towards the borehole, everybody that's helped to contribute towards all of the projects that we've been doing in all of the villages, even from the seed projects that we was doing with Mansa, you know, all of those projects that we've been doing. I just want to say congratulations to you because we have made a difference. When you now reap those seeds, you know, we're now seeing the benefit of what we've sown. We're reaping what we've sown. Those you know, plants have been harvested. People are beginning to eat those foods, and this has been going on for long growth crops and short growth crops. I got tongue twisted. So anyway, okay, Benny Manfred, I want you to keep the comments going because this is all about you having your say. So I really do want you to keep the comments going because I'm going to try and read every single comment, as long as it's positive and in line, of course, with what we're doing, high frequency, low frequency, and it's about encouraging us to come home, of course, which is what BlaXit is all about. Unfortunately, we as African people like susu, susu. Yeah, we like negativity too much, you're right, yeah? And spread rumors and spread superstition rather than educating, uplifting and trusting each other. Very true. In fact, I think this is one of the things that, you know, moving forward, when we are raising our children, we can actually try and invest in them. And the way to do that is by setting an example and by living by that example, is by living by that example. And that is why I, if you like, said what I had to say, is because I want us to do good by each other. I try to do my best. If I make a mistake, I try and rectify it, okay? I'm not perfect and nobody else is. And, you know, the thing is that let's try and rectify that mistake, try and do good by that mistake. People make mistakes. People do wrong things as well. And some people, I'm sorry to say it, but they're kind of karmic in nature. They are bad natured. They are very jealous, very envious. They have nothing good to say. I did put out a post about our bonanza plots. Okay, I did put out a post about our bonanza plots. So don't forget about them, because the time is coming nigh to the closing day. And as I told you, the plots in English money is £785 for one plot and $1,000 for a plot. Okay, this is our birthday bonanza. It's our anniversary on the 25th of April. It was the 25th of April 2011 that the channel was actually started. Okay, so and if you want to find out any more information, you can go to the About page on YouTube about BlaXit, and it will tell you all that information. Okay, so Jazara said, sorry, let me go back. Right. Okay, so Chibuke, sorry, Chibuke, where are you? Where have you gone? Chibuke Ebuna. Yeah, good evening, my sister. How are you today? I'm well. And how are you, Chibuke? I hope you are well. And is that a Nigerian name? Yeah, is that a Nigerian name? Do let me know where you're from and where you're texting us from and where you're from. I'd love to hear about people's story and their backgrounds. And what would you like to share? Last week we were talking, and we didn't finish talking, about the Igbo apprenticeship program and system, and how it works in helping their society to grow and to progress, and how, you know, it helps in sharing skills and education and opportunities. And I was saying that I think it's a fantastic model. So if you know anything more than I do, because you've actually been in the model, or you're Igbo yourself and you'd like to share about it, please do let me know, because I would love to share about it, because I think it's a model that we all need to maybe embrace in order to help develop our societies, because as the future is looking in the West, we need to do for self. Okay, it's very important that we do for self. So Jazara in the Gambia says she agrees with the Benny, and we the people, yeah, they don't call you Mazuma, okay, they don't call you Mazuma. Okay, explain. Okay, so Benny Manfrey Maroon says, yes, set up a plan, and it is essential to have someone to share ideas with, or a network to build on. In Africa or Caribbean, there is a different vibe of peace of mind, freedom, and a sense of fulfillment. Very true. Very, very true. I am in total agreement with you there. I think that there is a completely different vibration. And you know, for me, don't get me wrong, I love Jamaica, love Jamaica, love Jamaica, love Jamaica bad. I love Jamaica, okay? And yes, my parents are Jamaican. Yes, I used to live in Jamaica, okay? Sorry, I'm sweating a lot. So it's been a very warm day today here. And so, yeah, my parents were both born in Jamaica. So I actually used to live in Jamaica for a while as well. And yeah, I absolutely love it. But the thing is that I know it sounds strange, and people might not be happy with me for saying this. Jamaica is very beautiful. People are very beautiful. You know, lots of wonderful things in Jamaica. Don't know why my dog is barking like that. Anyway, yeah, lots of lovely things going on in Jamaica. But when I went there, it didn't. It felt when I came to Africa, it felt more like home. Hang on a minute. I think there's someone at my gate. 1 second. Seth? 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 There's someone at the gate. So apologies. Today is the second day. Happy Eid Mubarak to everybody. Today's the second day of Eid Mubarak. Come in. Seth, quickly for me, please, hon. So everybody's on holiday and enjoying themselves. Today is the second day of prayers and enjoyment. So happy Eid to everybody. Just finished Ramadan. So yeah, set up a plan. And yeah, but for me, I almost felt like I was going back into the plantation. When I went to Jamaica in certain places, and I saw that there were plantations still operating. And when I mean plantations, I mean the name plantation was still there. And, you know, coffee plantations are still there. They're not obviously, you know, enslaved, they're working. But it was just the feel of when you're driving down the road and you actually see, you know, the word plantation, that the plantation is still there, and some of the houses and so on is still there. It did feel very, I don't know, I felt like I was going back. But when I came to Africa, I felt like I was completing, sorry about the noise, I'm so sorry. Our dog don't play, yeah? She's vicious. Absolutely vicious. She's beautiful, but she's vicious. Is that Isla? Okay, that's my girl. So anyway, I want to say a special hello. I'm just hoping that she's... Okay, hon. Shh. She's still going on. I'm really sorry. I want to say a special hello to someone. I'm going to sing a little song. I might as well do it now while the dog's barking, so that way you won't detect my bad tune. Yeah. I want to say hello to Valerie. Hello, Valerie. I spoke to her today. So, hi, Valerie. Won't you come home, Valerie? And hello to Diane. Yeah, and hi Matt, how are you? And hi Ahmed, how are you? I've been spending a lot of time texting and speaking to people, so I just want to say a big thank you to you. I don't know why she's still carrying on. Usually she's quite quiet, but anytime she senses an intruder or anybody coming towards the compound, she goes nuts. Anyway, so I think she's calmed down now. Okay, where were we? Yeah, so I love Jamaica, love my family, love my people, but when I came to Africa, I felt like Africa was home. And, you know, when I remember the transition, we were taken out of Africa and brought to the Caribbean. And I think, you know, when you go to Port Royal and you go to those places as well, you do remember that, and it does feel, you know, it does feel different. It doesn't feel quite the same. So, but I do love the Caribbean. But I just got to admit to you, and I'm going to be honest, I do love living in Africa more than I loved living there. But there's nothing wrong with it in that sense. It's just I feel more tranquil. I think I feel more as though I'm in a place where I'm supposed to be, where I belong, or where I was taken from. I think it's a rootsy thing. That's what I think. I think it's a rootsy thing. My roots, you know, came into the ground here, and I think that's what it is. Anyway, so let's read the next comment. So Benny said, especially when you work so hard and give so much of yourself, and in so many cases suffer in silence. Yeah, it's true. It's very true. And, you know, to be honest with you, yeah, I remember being sick and, you know, having to go to work. And because I had to. Not because I wanted to, but because I didn't want to take time off, because you know how you feel like obligated, you feel stressed. Especially when you've not been in that job for very long. You don't want to take time off because you don't want to give a wrong impression. and you know that you're already on a trial or you're in some form of probation, you don't want to give the wrong impression. So even if you're sick as a dog, you will still go into work just to do that job, and you will do it. And also because of the obligations that you have, the responsibilities that you have. But it's just like, it's too much. And every little thing, they want to take money from you. You know, you cross over into the wrong lane while you're driving, that's it. You know, it's like, ka-ching, money going from you again. Every day's a different tax, ka-ching, money coming from you again. When you're living, ka-ching, yeah, you're paying out. You dying, ka-ching, you're paying out. You know, every second of every moment is just like a ka-ching moment. And it's so hard. It's so hard for, you know, you to save. It's so hard for you to, it's so hard for you to amass the wealth that you want to amass in certain situations. Because, I mean, why would it be that only 1% of the world, you know, actually have the majority of the wealth? You know, I read somewhere the other day, they said actually it's 10%, but I still don't see how it's 10%. I mean, if you have any information, I would appreciate it. And I'm sorry about the dog. As soon as they move off of the compound, she will be quiet. So I do apologize about the background noise. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, you do suffer in silence. And you want to go on a holiday, you have to go and ask. And then if they refuse your holiday, you have to wait until they say, yeah, it's okay for you to have that holiday. And so I think that there's a lot of issues. Yeah, I just want to say thank you to, you know, my lovely friend, yeah, for the food that she just bought us as part of Quality, which is lovely being here, being part of the community. And, you know, you shared, I didn't even get to give her Sally Boo. Now, Sally Boo is something that you give as a gesture, as a present around this time, usually to children or to your friends. And so because I'm doing a live, I didn't get to give her Sally Boo. So I'm going to call her afterwards and, you know, invite her over tomorrow to come and get her Sally Boo. Now, I've just turned my computer on with my hand by accident. So hang on, let me just close this. Okay, so especially when you work so hard in silence. Yeah, exactly, Gambia. So Zahara said in the Gambia, there are so many places to explore in the Gambia. The opportunities are endless and it's an awesome place to start. And Busra is beautiful. Thank you so much. Yeah, oh my gosh, Busra is, I love Busra. Oh my, it reminds me actually of Jamaica, funny enough. It really does. There is something about the atmosphere in Busra that is undeniably peaceful. It is so tranquil. It is so beautiful. It has so much natural beauty, and at the same time, it is the largest diasporan settlement that we have here. We actually have a cabillo. A cabillo is an area that is awarded to you by the Alcalo, who's like the mayor, the king of the area. And so he gave us BlaXit Cabillo, supported obviously by the Kujabi family and the other families as well. And there was 565 plots, and that is the largest diasporan settlement here in Gambia. It's Busra. It's the Busra. It's the Cabillo called BlaXit. So BlaXit has its own area in the Gambia called BlaXit. It's a BlaXit Cabillo, and we call the area the BlaXit Eco Village. We're hoping to obviously encourage, you know, people to be eco-friendly and to live off the grid. So anyway, that's where we're at with that. And people are developing there. There's a beautiful lodge there. So if you want to go and stay somewhere, there is a beautiful, beautiful lodge in Busra. I'm not sure if it's open for business right now. I should go and find out. But it's a beautiful lodge. I did film there when they were filming, and go and stay there. If you want to stay in nature for a few days in a beautiful, beautiful location, then I would definitely recommend that you go to the lodge there in Busra. It's within the BlaXit Kabilo. I am going to make a huge sign that's going to say BlaXit as you enter the area. So I'm in the process of designing that. I don't want any ordinary sign. It's got to be, you know, the boom. It's got to be the best. And as you know, I'm quite creative. And yeah, I'm still writing my book, for anyone who's asked. Yes, I have had a little bit of writer's block, but I'm getting off the writer's block now. My creative juices are back. So yeah, Busra is beautiful. So who's that? Abubakar Jang says hi. So I say hello back. How are you? Yeah. How are you? Let me say it in what should I say? So I say Wolof. Yeah. Nangadef. Yeah, Nangadef. Okay. Benny says hi, Abubakar. Okay. Yeah, we feel the culture while living there. That is what it is. It's the culture. That is what hits you as well. I've got to say, the culture, I love it. I absolutely love to be imbued in the culture. It is beautiful. The culture is out of this world. It is, I'm telling you, when you see some of the dances, when you see some of the beautiful cloth weaving, when you see the food and, oh my gosh, just so much, and the music and the instruments and it's otherworldly. It's otherworldly. I can't describe it. It's like, oh my gosh, it's something else. Benny said, I have family land and I try to avoid such places. Even recently, a white lady went to a particular resort a few days in a room on her own. And when she went with a black man, J.A. man, she invited, I don't know what the rest of what you're saying is. Oh, sorry, hang on. She said they couldn't go in the pool. I'm not sure what you're saying. Oh, really? So what you're saying is that in Jamaica, do you know what? It's funny. I went to, was it Sandals? I stayed in, actually, Sean and I went to Jamaica. We went to Jamaica, I can't remember how many times we went. But the last time we went to a really nice resort, we went to a really lovely place. He remembers everything, his mastermind. But we actually went to Jamaica together and we stayed in this lovely hotel. I forgot what it's called, but it was also like the same. It was almost like only the guests could go onto the beach. And I didn't quite understand, you know, why they were doing that, because I just don't think that it's a good policy. And I also heard that other hotels had similar policies as well, which, you know, I just don't think that it's fair. You know, the rest of the year when it's not holiday season, you know, you can go on the beach. So why shouldn't you be able to go on the beach? Isn't it your country? Don't you live there? But yeah, anyway, let's go on to the next comment. Oh, Mazima means cash money. Okay, thank you for telling me. Thank you for educating me. What language is that? So Samuel Zimmer Waterson says, where are you from? In what sense? In what sense, where am I from? You mean, where was I born? I was born in England. I was born in East London. I was born in Forest Gate. Yeah, my favorite place, I think one of my favorite places in Gambia has to be Bussorah. And also, I love Gunjur also. But Bussorah is like my number one. There's something that I get a feeling there. And number two would definitely be Gunjur. I love Gunjur. And so Gunjur and Bussorah, yeah. And when I say Bussorah, that includes Neneto Sion, which is the neighbouring village. And Gunjur, I love Gunjur and the neighbouring area of Sanyang. But I love Gunjur very much. Okay, so making, is that making? Says very good, thank you. So Jazara says in the Gambia, yes, I'm excited. Making says, I'm missing the motherland. Oh, come back, okay? Hurry up and come back. Mwah, Making, hurry up and come back, okay? Sister Valerie. Hey, sis. I sang out, yeah? Hurry up and come home, Valerie. So I'll stop my singing. So Betty said, looking forward to your book, Nyancho. Don't give up. Keep on striving and you will accomplish it. Thank you so much. You know, your comments really keep me thriving. We're 35 minutes in. I haven't hit the topic yet. But, you know, I'm just so pleased to read your comments because I really wanted you to have your say. I heard Gambia food is good. Well, let me tell you about some of the food. In fact, you know what I'm drinking? And I'm going to give a big thanks to Binta. Binta made me some wonjo. And wonjo, we call it sorrel. My teeth are going to be even more red now. And it is so nice. Gambian sorrel is, it's delicious. I love my Jamaican sorrel. Supercondra, what else? Domada, Benachin. I love Benachin. The food there is amazing food, and I love a lot of the snacks. I love the pancakes. I love the desserts. I love some of the porridges. It's just so nice, so nice. Delicio Amado. Okay, you retracted your message, but hello anyway, Delicio. Jazara in the Gambia, your singing has. Oh, was it that bad before? Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah, wonjo, love the wonjo. Yeah, exactly. The thing is that there's so many lovely herbs and natural things that you can drink here that are really beneficial to your health. Obviously, you have to be very careful when you're talking about things like this on YouTube, because you know there's lots of things around this now, you know, because of Big Pharma. So, but I will say that, you know, there are some really good herbalists here that can help with anything from backache, headache, toothache, you know, and they know which herbs to give you, so you don't have to go to Big Pharma. And that's one of the things. Even drinking ginger, the ginger here helped me so much with, occasionally I used to get joint pain, and it has helped me so much with that. So yeah, I just wanted to say, you know, that we can do so much if we come together. We can do so much if we return, you know, back to Africa. There's so much that we can do when we work together. When we work together, we can do so much. And I am definitely, you know, in support of the Caribbean and Africa and the diaspora and all coming together. And when I say the diaspora, I include the Caribbean, I include Brazil, I include us in different European countries, and Australia, and you know, Melanesia, wherever we are in the Middle East, in Asia, in China, in Japan, wherever we are, you know, I am in Israel, you know, in Palestine, wherever we are, you know, we should also remember that we are Africans. And I think that's important, is that we shouldn't lose our identity. I think our identity is something that is very important, that we should really hang on to. And it also gives us a base. It gives us a base that we belong to. And it also gives you a power base. That's why I want to talk about how important it is to have the identity, and why it's important for us to also, you know, protect the reputation of Africa as well, because all countries have their own issues. But when it comes to Africa, people have a way of wanting to, let's say, tarnish Africa too quickly. And I'm including our own people. Because something happens, next thing you know, it's sensationalized, it's blown out of all proportion, and then it becomes propaganda, and then it's the usual misinformation. And in today's, you know, age of social media, we can, you know, do a lot of damage with sharing misinformation. And especially lies, especially when we go out to tarnish someone else. You know, why would you do that? If you're a good person and you have a good heart, which, you know, we should all hope and aim to have, is to have a good heart. And for us all to be good people, I think that's important, you know, that we should aim higher. I think, you know, like I was saying the other day, you know, as we've been going through these lives, I've been talking a lot about coming away from materialism, coming away from that materialistic plane, and realizing the real importance and the real you know, value in life. And because in order to come back, I had to realign my values. Yes, I had to realign myself, because we've all been through it. I've been through it. I'm not going to lie about it. Do you know what I mean? The other day I showed you a pair of shoes. It was Sean that bought me those shoes, actually. Yeah, I said it was an ex-boyfriend who was, you know, really lovely. It was him. It was Sean that bought me those shoes, and he would tell you at that time I was in a different mind space to what I am now. But if I had known what I knew then, and maybe if I listened to him, you know, more at that time, things would have been different. But I wanted to, you know, talk about it, because, you know, I didn't want to sort of, you know, make it sound like, oh, I'm just down on the X, you know. No, I'm not. So that's the reason why I also did the program about Sean, and also because we need to celebrate his excellence. And I think that's important. I'm not just saying that because obviously he was my ex-boyfriend. I'm not just saying that because I was involved with him for a long time. I'm not just saying that because, you know, because of, you know, the relationship between him and my daughter. I'm saying it because it's true that we don't celebrate each other enough. We don't give each other enough kudos. We don't give each other enough respect. We don't give each other enough love. We don't give each other enough positive attention. We don't give each other enough ascension, because we can ascend. Okay, we don't give each other enough celebration. I went to see someone in a Celestine church or whatever, and on the wall they had a beautiful picture of Jesus, you know, with locks as a black man. And this is here in the Gambia. I went to see someone, and they said they were going to be at church. I said, no, I'll meet you there, it's not a problem. So I went and I, you know, saw them there. Yeah, I think it was Celestine Church. I can't remember the full name of the church. I'm really sorry, because it's not somewhere that I go on a frequent basis. I've only been there once, but Celestine Church. But thank you, Joan. It's Celestine, C-E-L. Yeah, Celestine, not S-I-L. Okay, so Celestine. And I met him there, and there was a beautiful, beautiful picture of a black Jesus on the wall. And I was so enamored, you know, with the picture. It was very lovely. The painting was done very well. It was very, very beautiful. And it just gave me a completely different feeling to any feeling I had of going to a christening or going to a wedding or what have you in a church in England. Thank you, Benny. Yeah. And Seth, are you moderating? I think Joe's got a problem. Okay, so yeah, so when I went there, and I just thought, look at that. Just something as small as that made such a huge difference to me. It just, you know, it gave me a sense of, you know, that sense of divinity in looking at my own reflection. And it had a profound impact on me. I can't describe to you how it felt, but I think, you know, when you're grown up and your grandparents always had this, like, you know, blonde hair, blue eye picture in the living room with this heart and this white gown. It's like it kind of programmed you, in a sense. So when I then went to the Celestine Chapel here, and I saw it, I I don't know, it did something to my psyche, and I think that's maybe something more than we need to do. Yeah, is maybe to see our own selves in positive, in positive images. One of the lovely things is last year, I got for my birthday a beautiful portrait. It was done by an artist in Nigeria. Katie actually had bought it for me for my birthday last year, and it is a beautiful, beautiful portrait. And it's not nothing to do with vanity, but I think we need to see ourselves, you know, in our own positive image, and I think that's so, so important. And I think being in Africa and seeing that, when I was in the Caribbean, I didn't see that so much. That's what I'm trying to say. But I did see it in Africa, and it had a profound impact on me. It was something that it just felt so serene. It felt so surreal. And I think if there was an image that I would have had of Jesus, it would have looked like this picture, this painting on the wall, this mural on the wall. Yes, yes. You know, irrespective of, you know, your own beliefs, whether you believe you exist or it didn't exist, I'm just saying that when I saw this image, it had a profound impact on me. And I think it was, you know, seeing a reflection of yourself in others, and everything that you do is important. And, you know, maybe it's our time to put those reflective images around the houses for our children to also see themselves reflected in, you know? So, yeah, Jazara said in the Gambia, a lot of your aspects will change as well. Yeah, lots of you feel yourself. You know, like I was telling you, you don't have to wear masks. In England, I felt like I was wearing masks. I genuinely was wearing masks. As if I, for example, was going out and I'd see someone who I knew was like a neighbour. Oh, hi Tom, how are you? Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'm all right. You're right. Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah, how's the dogs? You know, and you know, you kind of go into this whole kind of rhetoric. This is someone who you might not even really have wanted to even talk to, or you didn't even like, because you knew really that they were racist and they didn't really want to say hello to you. They're just doing it because you're in their path of view. And it was the same thing in work situations. You know, in fact, I remember one work situation where they had a lottery. You know, like the lottery, they had a syndicate at work, and they had this syndicate, and this syndicate had been running. I've been working there for quite a few months, and they had this syndicate running, and at no point while I was working there in the HR department did they ask me to join the syndicate. Anyway, a new lady who was, you know, English, you know, blonde hair, blue eyes, no, green eyed, I think it was, because I think I called her the green eyed devil in the end, because I didn't like her. But anyway, came in, and as soon as she came in, it was like, oh, let's show you here, let's do this. I'm like, I didn't get an orientation like this. And then I'm watching like how they were treating her so different. You can call it microaggressions, you can, you know, call it indirect, direct racism, you can call it conscious and unconscious bias. And then I watched, as soon as she came, they invited her into the syndicate. So I let it slip for a week, and then I said to them, I've been here for how many weeks? Why is it that I wasn't invited into the syndicate? Oh, we didn't think that you'd want to join. I said, so didn't you think that I was relevant enough to include and to invite or to ask? Am I invisible? Don't I exist? I've been sitting here waiting to see how long you was going to invite me. And the actual fact is, no, I don't want to join your syndicate. But the fact of the matter is that, you know, the way in which you've treated me and ostracized me has been duly noted because of the color of my skin. And I said it. And I know it happens to many of us in workplaces. I know it happens to many, many of us. I had to go to the employment tribunal. You know, on more than one company I had to sue because of racism, because it's so overt. Yes, Jazara said the difference in Gambia is that your neighbors are your family. That's one of the lovely things I love. I mean, like for me, I have to go to my neighbors and go and give Salabu, right? So after I finish this, I'll go and give Salabu to my neighbors. Very important. I want to go and share. I want to go and give. And I love my neighbors. If anything I need, I will knock there. The other day, I needed a favor. You know, it's my neighbor that was here. He was here helping me. Do you understand? I'm servicing my swimming pool. It's him that came and helped me, you know, with my swimming pool. You know, I tell you, I can't describe it. You have to calm. You just have to calm. You have to calm. You have to live. You have to experience it. You have to feel it for yourself. You have to feel the love for yourself. You understand? I'm not saying that everyone's perfect here. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying there aren't people that do wrong things here. Okay? Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying there are people that aren't bad-minded here. What I am saying is that I'll say the majority of people that I've met have been good, sound, good, loving, nice people. That's what I can say. Yeah. Okay, Benny said, absolutely, Nyancho. When I went to Libella in Ethiopia, I felt that the spiritual connections, when I saw those churches built in the ground in the 5th century, we definitely need to see ourselves. Yeah, I think so. I do think that we do need to have, they said there's going to be like some kind of a reset, you know, everyone's talking about this reset, and there's going to be like, you know, some kind of epiphany, you know, everyone's going to have this epiphany. Now, maybe that is the epiphany. Maybe that is the epiphany, us finding ourselves. And, you know, one of the things that I've been doing, I will share with you. I went onto this woman's channel called Shavi Zain, C-H-A-V-I, Zain, Z-A-N-E, I think, okay? And I went onto her channel and she has this thing. I'm going to share it again on the community page. Please watch the community page, okay, for me. And I want you to do me a favor. Please go onto my last program and please watch it again, give me extra views, or share it and give extra likes, because I really want to promote, you know, our brothers more. I really do, right? I think our brothers get a hard deal sometimes, and I want to promote them more. So now I've given us the opportunity, let's do that. Let's show, you know, let's show via using the algorithms of YouTube our love, yeah, to our brothers, okay? So, absolutely, Nyancho. Yeah, so we definitely need to love ourselves. So I think that, so I was telling you about, so I went onto a channel and she had an intergenerational curse breaking, okay? Intergenerational curse breaking. Go and look. I will try and share it again on the community page. And I started doing this intergenerational curse breaking, right? Because I know that when they came into Africa to come and get us during slavery, it wasn't just, you know, coming and taking us. There was sorcery at play. Okay, there was sorcery. There was, and the way to break the sorcery and the way to free our ancestors and the spirits of our ancestors is by doing intergenerational curse breaking. And so I will share it again. Only 9 people actually liked it. I mean, this is for our benefit. This is for the benefit of our ancestors. And you know, it was like you start by saying like, I declare and decree. Yeah. So, you know, for example, yeah, I declare and decree, yeah, all intergenerational curses made against my ancestors, my lineage, yeah, my children, and the parents of my children are destroyed in spirit and in flesh. There's something very empowering about doing that. Very, very empowering about doing that. Also, you know, like I said, it's for us to also realize that the injustices made against us were unjust and we should call judgment on them. Okay? And we should. And we should. We have to call for, you know, that spiritual help. And once we free our ancestors, then they're free to help us. They're free to help us. So, let me get onto the other comments. I'm really sorry. That's okay. Jokoro Zelot, how are you? Jokoro Zelot, how are you? Sorry. Jazara said, I don't know my neighbours where I live. Now in the States, they're not interested in newcomers. There you have it. You know, I remember how it looks like. Let me just say, for everybody that's coming here to try and spread your negativity or your low vibrations, please, you know, go elsewhere. Okay, the reason why is we like to keep the vibration high. Okay, and it's important that we keep the love flow high, because one of the things that we lack in our community is self-love. Yeah, and is, you know, love towards each other, and that is so important. Okay, so Benny said a different life in the UK, in the West. It's so isolating and we hardly speak to our neighbours. It's cold and depressing. There's no love. Unlike Africa and the Caribbean, where people are warm and giving and caring. Very true, very warm. Very true, very true, very true, very true. Very true. It is, I'll say. Odin. Hello, beautiful. The beads on your head, it seems a common ancient classical accessory. Yes, it is. What are they then? Come on, tell me. What's in my hair? What are they called? Yes, found in the motherland, absolutely. So what are they called? What do we call them? I'll show you them here. Abu Bakr Kamara. Hello, my friend. How are you? Cowrie. Well done. Thank you, Aveni. Yeah? Abu Bakr Kamara says, how are you doing? I'm doing very well, thank you. As you can see, enjoying life, enjoying Gambia, enjoying, and reminding you all about your bonanza plots. Don't let time run out on you. 25th of April is when time runs out, and the plots are getting reserved very quickly. It's only a 25% deposit to secure the plot, okay? So that's like $250 or £196, okay? That's all you need to secure your plot. Okay, he says, I'm fine, thank you. Oh, that's good. I see you've got Arsenal there on your thing. I can see it from here. But yeah, so anyway, so I was saying, you know, we've kind of gone off topic a lot this week, but it's really been about you and your comments. I really wanted to validate you and your contribution to BlaXit. So it's really about you having your say this week, which is, I think it's important that if there's anything that you want to share, say it now before we close the program. If there's anything you want to discuss that you think it's important, whether it could be the eclipse, it could be about what's going on around the world. As you know, YouTube are a bit funny about when you talk about the things that are happening, particularly like what happened recently with the Iran embassy being bombed. When you talk about what's happening to young children, you know, on the strip, you know, they don't want you to really talk about it. But what I will talk about is the fact that, you know, we as Africans and as Africa is waking up. And I'm so proud of Mali. I'm so proud of Burkina Faso, and I'm so proud of Niger. And I won't stop saying it, and Senegal, of course, as well. I'm proud of, you know, Sierra Leone for opening the doors to diasporans, also to Ghana as well. You know, let's get it together. I want the African Union to really, you know, get this passport thing sorted so that, you know, we can, you know, be in the position that we should be in as Africans globally. As Africans globally, it's really important that we're able to know and hold our position. So if you've got anything you want me to discuss now, or you want to discuss, please put it in the comments right now before we close, because, you know, this is your show. Yeah, this is for you to have your say. I'm just, you know, rattling on what you say and joining in on what you say. And I would like to say that cowrie was also a form of currency. So cowrie was also a form of currency. It's also used in spirituality for different people that have different belief systems, spiritual belief systems. Cowrie was also seen as a spiritual essential tool for divination. And so cowries have always been an essential part of our connection with the motherland, our connection with the earth, our connection also with the sea, and also with the sky, with water, and the elements. And I think one of the things about being in Africa is having that connection with nature. I think having that connection with nature is really, really important. Really, really important. And I think that with us now waking up, we're now awakening. I think we should do more research into our own spiritual systems. I think we do. I think all the spiritual systems around Africa, I think just like all world religions, everything has merit and everything has information that you can learn from, okay? I think it's really important, okay? Now, as I said, yeah, for me, I'm pro the strip, as you know, and someone just asked me, Israel or Palestine, Israel or Palestine. What do you think? What do you really think? Now you tell me, what do you think? Yeah, San Nagoma said, what are your views on DRC and the Congo? Now, there's been so much conflict. Congo has gone through so much, from King Leopold to today, and with the various different arguments, including what went on with the wars, what went on with Rwanda, what went on with... I think that there's too many Europeans and Americans in the mix. You want the truth? Okay? Far too much interference in what should be Africans in Africa. Way too much foreign investment, way too much theft of and looting of Africa by outsiders. Way too much. That's what I think. And they invest in these wars. They bring in the weapons of mass destruction. Okay? They bring in the weapons of mass destruction. And then they play political mind games. Yeah, they bring in jackals. I don't know if you've seen a documentary, The Jackal. If you haven't, watch it. They bring in the jackals, and then they start to create differences between groups that didn't necessarily need to. Then they create separation in geographical areas. It's the same game played over and over again. Someone asked me also about the American election. I said it doesn't matter. It's just a coloring book. It's just same people, same thing, just different colors. It's the same game. And it's high time for us to wake up to the fact that it's the same game. How many times are we going to be played? How many times are we going to be played? How many times are we going to believe in something that they say, hoping and wishing that when they come into power, they're going to make it come into fruition? It's the same game. At the end of the day, if you give your power away, what do you expect? If you give your power away, okay, what do you expect? Someone was saying to me the other day about some Ulysses system or something that's going on in the UK. And I said, oh, but I thought you were a democracy. If you didn't want it, why have you got it? Democracy is a fallacy. It's a facade. Most of what they do is a facade. Yeah? And so, like I said, we've got way too much outside interference going on in African internal sovereign affairs. Okay? We have way too many people taking out the resources of Africa. We have way too much sponsored corruption. And I say sponsored because there are people behind it that are funding it. Corruption doesn't happen by itself. So, Abeni Manfrey Maroon, indeed, the African way to trade before they introduced paper money in Yancho, the US dollar. And kudos to them, totally. Totally. I remember once reading a quote by one of the what's the name of that family? Rothschilds. I think it was David Rothschild. I might be wrong, but if I remember rightly, it was. And he says, I care not, about your money. Just allow me to control your laws. And that is what it is. And we of all, if you look at most African, and the thing is that if we let them control our money and our laws, and that's what we've done. We let them control our money, we let them control our laws. Yeah, it's a white constitution that is stopping us from, when we come home, from being, embraced as fully fledged Africans. It's still their laws, it's still the, colonizer laws that is encouraging this. So this is something that, would have to be undone, and it can be undone. The Berlin Conference can be undone. If we decide to look at Kenya and other countries that have decided that they're no longer going to have borders, it can be done. And in terms of what's going on in Haiti, I think there's a little bit of confusion there, Kenya. You need to reflect on that decision, on what you're doing. Don't be used as puppets. And this is the thing. We're used as puppets because of money. And this is the thing, is that we've got to remember that this was money at one point, okay? This was money at one point. So, so more power to Zimbabwe. More power to them taking control. It's not just the money. You have to take control of the laws. You have to take control of your own constitution. You have to take control of your own sovereignty. Okay? And you have to say you're going to be a standalone nation. I remember once reading, I think it was Iceland, and Iceland said, no, I'm not going to go into the euro. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to run our own country and do our own thing. If they can do it, so why can't we? Why can't we? True, it's the same colour. Okay, Valerie said true, but it's the same colour. I think I missed the comment before, so I'm sorry about that. Chelsea, so Valerie, hi. Chelsea Wilson says hi. Also trickery. Yeah, trickery. But trickery is a form of sorcery, and you've got to also remember that, don't think they don't use, their own types of witchery, okay? I agree. Okay, Willie Rivers. I was born by the river in a little tent, but just like the river, a change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. Okay, Willie, that's for you. And Valerie, Kenya can't afford to fail in Haiti. It was by force, however. Benny said it was by force, however. Many countries are making the decision to take back their power one by one. Yeah, absolutely. But, we have to take back our power pure and clean. That's another thing. When we take back our power, it has to be pure and clean. There's no point in taking back soiled power. It has to be pure and clean, so we don't continue the same mistakes, we don't continue the same punishments. And yet I've gone over time, and you know what, I'll just talk for as long as I want today, actually, because I don't have today's public holiday. I don't have any other engagement, so we can just keep talking. As long as you want to stay here, I'll keep talking. So keep your comments. This show is all about you, so keep your comments flowing. I will talk in the broadest terms that I can. Obviously, with YouTube new policy constraints, it is hard to speak on hard facts the way in which you want to, and especially when you're being shadow banned. Or your platform is being, if you like, very closely monitored. Benny said, Manfrey said it was by force. However, many countries are making the decision. To take back their power. Oh, I like that song. Yeah. So yeah, Willie Rivers, isn't it? It just reminded me of that song. Yeah. Yeah. One by one, we are come back. One by one, we are come. One by one. We are BlaXit to them, one by one. Yeah, I mean, and it's good. It's very good that Opulence. Hi, how are you? Opulence, where are you from? Can you all tell me where you're from? I know you're from Ohio in the US, Willie. BlaXit is becoming giving me lots of likes, please. So if you wouldn't mind just increasing the likes for me. on our programs, and also subscribing, because what they've been doing is a lot of people aren't getting notifications that I'm going live anymore. They're just not getting notifications. Sometimes they just see it by chance. So I'm going to ask you all to resubscribe and press all. Okay, I'm going to ask you all to resubscribe and press all. Kimani Hibbert, hello. Yeah, Opulence, hi. Benny said that that's why so far the speeches I've heard is very positive from Thor, and they have been speaking to children. Please watch that video. Can you share with me via WhatsApp, please? If you don't have, I think you have my WhatsApp anyway, so you can contact me directly. Sam Goma said, I travel to the Congo at least once a year and it has improved a lot. Would you ever visit there? Yeah, in a heartbeat. Yeah, I want to do a lot more travel. In fact, I was trying to get a sponsorship from a diasporan travel company before. I was trying, but it never quite got off the ground, so that I could travel to a lot of countries and also promote their channel and promote their service. That's what I wanted to do. So if you have a travel company and you would like to sponsor BlaXit to travel, probably not this year, but I would like to do a lot more travel next year. Yeah, I would love to make an agreement. We can maybe do it from the end of this year to next year, traveling to different locations, and BlaXit indeed can promote your brand and your company, and of course all of the locations that you want to stay at. Then we can definitely have a partnership opportunity to do that. I don't see why not. So just think about it. So Opulent said that you're in Vauxhall, London. Wow, I remember when I used to have to drive through Vauxhall and go through that tunnel and come all the way around, and oh my goodness, I used to dread driving around there. But yeah, I remember Vauxhall very well. So how are you? How are you doing? So you're in Florida now temporarily. Yeah, I've been to Florida too a few times, I think 4 times, something like that. Yeah, and one of the things that happened while we was in Florida really shocked me. I had a bit of a shock while we were our production company was filming the Marley celebration. Bob Marley, they used to have a festival for Bob Marley, and we were out there filming, and there was lots of white crews on there, and my crew, the only black crew there, was actually kicked off the stage. But that's a story for another time. Benny, Manfrey, Maroon, but they were very nice and very welcoming to us when we were in south of France, and I think that in future maybe they should review their filming policies. But I don't know if that event still occurs even. Anyway, yes, I will do. Jazara in the she's Gambian bound. That's right, come back. So tell me, everyone that's been to Gambia, tell me, what's your favourite thing about Gambia? Yeah? Xerexis666 says hello. So how are you? And where are you from, Xerexis666? And Healers Essential says East London, Tower Hamlets. Wow, I used to work in Tower Hamlets for a while. Yeah, I used to work in Tower Hamlets for a while. Many years ago. Okay, so this person says support Palestine. So there you have it. If you asked me what my view was, there you have it. Yeah, there you have it, and always have. It's been something that I've been watching. What's happened to them happened to us. What's happening to them is exactly what's happening in West Papua. Okay, exactly what's happening in West Papua. And, as you know, we should all fight oppression. We should all fight against oppression. It doesn't matter where it is, okay? We should all fight against it. In fact, I think that with exactly what's going on, we should all learn to boycott certain products and services as well by certain countries. I think we should do it because, at the end of the day, the only power that you might have is fiduciary power. And the fiduciary power is has to be a financial power in our pocket. Yeah, a financial power, sorry, in our pocket. Yeah, is that we have the power of our spending power. And so if I stop, for example, buying, I don't know, a certain plonk, yeah, from a certain region, then, you know, I don't drink anyway, but that's not the point. But if I was to, all right, then let me think something, a certain cheese, let's just say I eat a certain French cheese, I would stop buying that particular cheese. I wouldn't buy a cheese from that region, or I might start making my own, yeah, and boycott buying any of them in at all. Do you see what I mean? So, fresh air, fruit and veg, my feet in the sun, especially early in the mornings at sunrise. Oh yes. You know, I do think that, you know, someone taught me many years ago about sun salutations. And I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but if you don't, sun salutations is when you go very early in the morning at sunrise. You either visit a beach or you go somewhere where you can see the sunrise. And as the sun is rising, you know, you say all the things that you're grateful for in your life, all the things that are positive, you know, in your life, and where you, you know, start projecting also about your future. And they called it sun salutations. And I think I was really young when I first heard about it. And I used to also stargaze. I love anything celestial in the sky, in the stars. I love astrology, anything like that. I just absolutely, you know, love it. I love sitting there looking at Cassiopeia and different star structures. And of course, I had to watch the recent solar eclipse on the telephone, because obviously we weren't able to see it where we were. But you know, I do believe that these are wonderful gifts that we have, that we ought to love. Sometimes we get so dogged into life, so dogged into devices, so dogged into, you know, sometimes books and things, that we don't stop and notice nature. And there's nothing nicer than just looking at and gazing at the stars at night, and or looking at, you know, a sunrise or a sunset from a lovely beach. It's absolutely beautiful. It does something to the soul, and that's one of the things that I like about being in Africa. When we were in England, sometimes it was so lit out by all the lights you couldn't even see the stars. But here I can see stars, I can see galaxies and planets. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. So when you do come, make sure you bring a telescope with you, because it is amazing. Even when I was in Mauritius, they had stargazing at the night and we was looking at Mars. It was amazing. Yeah, and Mauritius is another beautiful part of Africa as well. So Opulence said Vauxhall is being redeveloped for the super rich, not a place for us. We need to invest in each other and in Africa and the future, for future generations. I totally agree. I mean, I don't know if you've seen any of these programs like Hunger Games and all these different kind of games. I don't know if you have seen them, then let me know in the comments. You know, of their projection of what the future should be. You know, Altered Carbon, all these kinds of programs of their projection of what the future is going to be. Now, for me, that doesn't suit my modus operandi. That's why I'm here in Africa. And so we do need to. So when you get opportunities, and, you know, like the land bonanza, jump on it straight away, because these are limited now. It's not easy for me to do the same repatriation, large scale projects as I was doing before, although I am still working on it every day. Yeah, it's not as easy for a number of reasons, which I won't explain now, but I probably will explain a little bit later. Opulence and the solar eclipse was a very powerful energy. Yeah, I sense that. I sense that that energy, and I think, like I said, there was something very uplifting in that energy, something very spiritual in that energy. I felt that there was, like, you know, things are going inside out. I've noticed something that in that time of the solar eclipse, I've noticed little changes, and it's like people have turned inside out. So if you were a horrible person on the inside, but you projected to be nice on the outside, Now your inside is out. So now it's like you can see all the what was really inside you. So I think it's a time of a new energy, a time of perhaps new revelation, new reflection, new exposure to things. So I think a lot of things are going to be exposed. I don't know why, but I just feel like 2024 is a time for things being revealed. Yes, I think it's like that. I mean, maybe the truth being revealed, because I think for many years, lots of lies have been revealed. A lot of information has been kept from us as a people. You know, when you look at the vaults of the things that were released in Russia, and all of the pictures of the Black Madonnas and so on. When you look at all of the things that are now coming out that are saying, look, you know, Africans circumvented the globe. Africans were here first. Africans are the mothers and fathers of this nation. You know, all of these things that are happening now are happening for a reason. It's not just, you know, happening by accident. So the sunrise and sunsets in the Gambia are awesome. They are. I love them. There's something very, I can only say spiritual, you know, there's something very, it's like an essence. It's like an essence. Yeah. It's like something that gives you an energy. It's almost like an invisible force field. And it surrounds you and it lifts you and it fills you with this positive energy. And you know, it's an energy that you don't feel tired, you feel alive, you feel invigorated. I can't describe it. I mean, you know, being here has changed me. And some people say to me, oh, but you know, Juliet, you know, they see me and they say, oh my gosh, you look so young for your age or whatever. It's living here. It's living here. The sunrise and sunsets in the Gambia are awesome, and I cannot get enough of the coastline. Oh, it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. The beaches are the best, and the river Gambia is so close to our land, and birds are amazing. Yeah, and if you're in Bussorah also, you're close to the rivers there as well, and you're also close to Senegal. That is the beauty, and you're also close to Brikama. And of course, you've got Makasutu, do you know say it right? Makasutu Natural Park, which of course I made the video on. If you haven't seen it, try and go back to some of my old videos, like Back to Your Roots. I might actually start going on the community page and posting some of the old videos so that you can see, because we've made 600 videos, and you know, it's way too much for you to go. So I might do a thing like called Juliet's Favorites, and maybe post them on the community page so you can refresh your memory, or if you haven't seen them yet, see them for the first time. Zara, it says in the Gambia, yeah, it's exposing an energy. It's true. There's a something there. I can't describe it, but it's had impact on me. When I was in England, one of the things that I used to suffer from was seasonal adjustment disorder, because we didn't get enough sun. And it used to give me, I wouldn't say like I've never been like, you know, a totally down, depressed person, but it didn't make me feel nice, is the word that I would use. It made me, you know, feel demotivated, you know, if that's the word then, rather than depressed, maybe demotivated, you know, and it heightened your stress levels as well, you know. And I think one of the things that we should look at is, you know, where we are, because I think there's ley lines and energy, and I think that each country that we live in has its own legacy, and I feel that that karma is coming, and the more of us do the intergenerational curse breaking, because energy is not just on one frequency or on one dimension, you know, and there's many things that are in plain sight that we do not see. And so I think if the more of us do that intergenerational curse breaking, and the curse breaking against all limitations on our life, any holds on our life, anything that has been, you know, there to interfere with us, and we can clear that way, I think it works energetically. You know, we were talking about manifestation before, you know, and I was telling you that, you know, I've been able to manifest things in my life. So I know that manifestation is an absolute, you know, reality. There's no question of it, so far as I'm concerned. Yeah. Oh, you have SAD as well, seasonal adjustment disorder. Yeah, I used to have it, but the damp and the cold used to affect my bones. Okay. Used to affect my bones, and I got arthritis. Yeah. Yeah. Hang on, healers. Sorry, I'm just trying to read the comments. Okay, healers. That's why another of people in our other community are struggling with mental health once winter crisis hits. Yeah, we are. We are struggling. We are struggling. We're struggling with our identity as well. We're struggling with so many aspects of us, and that's why coming here and finding your identity is so important. Coming here and being among your own people is so important. Coming here, and you know, when I wear Fulani clothes, or you know, I wear Jolla clothes, I love it. I love it. You know, and then when you have your clothes made, it's not about labels. It's about your own style. It's about you feeling that you belong somewhere. It's about, you know, you claiming your own identity. It's about you fitting in. And this is so good. Thank you, hon. And so I think that's why, hang on, let's have a look. Yeah, vitamin D deficiency of melanated people is causing a lot of depression and lack of vitality. Yeah, it is. I mean, I have sun baths, and I swear by them. I swear by them. Even if you only get to go outside in the sun here, say you're working or what have you, you only get to go out in the sun for, say, an hour a day, half an hour here, half an hour there, where you just sit down and you take in some rays. It is energizing. It really is. It does something to you. And so, you know, when you work here, that does have benefits, especially when there used to be power outages. I couldn't wait. When I was at work in the office and there was a power outage, I would run to the nearest beach. You know, I would have my stuff with me because, you know, I would use it to the max. And so, you know, that's one of the things I love about doing BlaXit is that last week I was filming in Yundum. I was filming at Airport Residence. Beautiful property. I put up a community post about a beautiful property, which is a property that's been built by a BlaXit family member. And the property is absolutely, you will be seeing programs on it. We are actually doing, I have to go back and I have to refilm because the rooms were empty. I bought the wrong mic, so it bounced off the walls, and so it's too much reverb, too much echo on the mic. So we have to go back to refilm. So I'm looking forward to doing that. But it is a beautiful, beautiful property, and it is a wonderful, wonderful property. It's got like 3 bedrooms, and the master suite is lovely. It has like a walk-in closet. It has sliding doors with a balcony to look outside. It has a lovely spacious bathroom. It has 2 living rooms. So you have a living room downstairs and you have a living room upstairs. And the living room upstairs also leads to a balcony. The person who designed this, they knew what they were doing. And so the balcony, so you have lots of lovely fresh air coming in while you're in the, so if for example they're downstairs watching football and you want to go upstairs and read in the other living room, then you can do that. We have your friends upstairs and downstairs. So I really like the idea of having 2 living rooms, and it has 3 bedrooms, and then it also has a beautiful roof terrace. Lovely, lovely roof terrace, and you get to design or have the kitchen of your choice, which I love as well, because often enough you get to like houses where the kitchen's there but you don't really like the kitchen, and so at least this way you can either, you know, have one of choice, or you can bring in your own. And so yeah, it's lovely, absolutely lovely. So you will be seeing programs on this. So there are 2 properties. There's property, let's say property 1, which it's 3 bedrooms, like I said to you, 2 living rooms, etc., etc. And then there's property 2, which has a carport for about 3 cars. So, but they're conjoined. It's like a duplex. So you could actually, if you're looking for an investment opportunity, you could actually buy both of them and rent one out to create the income. So and that's a wise move as well. So anyway, listen, I'm getting hungry. It's about that time. I need to go and grab a bite to eat. I've been working today, and I had my sunbath this afternoon. But I'd just like to say a big heartfelt thank you for joining me today. It has been about you having your say, so I'm really glad that we were able to share. I'm going to read the last few comments. Zahara said that it's depressing not seeing the sun or the stars. It's the same in the US. Snow was the worst time for me in New York. Oh, I don't miss that. I don't miss that snow, I tell you, and driving in it. Do you know how stressful it used to be driving in snow? Yeah, or blizzards or fog. Do you know how stressful? It used to take years off of my life when I used to be driving down that A12, especially at night and you can't see, and the snow's going down so thick your window wipers can't clear it, and you're driving like inch by inch because you can't. Listen, I don't miss that at all. I mean, they complain about Gambia roads, but I'd rather have that any day. As soon as I got clear about going home to Africa, I started to get more job interviews, and I'll be saving my coin, and then I'll be looking to buy land. Yeah, definitely. I will keep trying to bring you as many repatriation plots as possible. Those are affordable plots. These plots are just 67,000 Dalasi, so it's just $1,000. Okay, so I will try and keep doing that as much as I can. I'm all about your repatriation, relocation. I'm here to support you in the transition back home. Okay, and I want to thank you for your love as well. Thank you, sis, Zahara. Yeah, I want to thank you so much for watching, sharing, and for being there and for caring. Because without you, there's no me. Okay, without me, there's no you. No. Doesn't work both ways, does it? But you know what I mean anyway. Yeah, you give me the reason to keep going. You give me my motivation. You're my inspiration that you can do what I've done. I'm in my home. I'm in my home right now that I'm living in. I bought this land in 2015. I sold my house in England, and I took the money and I reinvested in different investments, and that's how I was able to come. Okay, but if you don't have a house, don't worry about it. Yeah, because there are other ways, and you don't necessarily have to build. You can also rent or sublet or take your time. Once you've got a piece of land, the thing is that, let me tell you, understand something, right? Once you get your land, you've made a commitment. That's the most important thing. Get that piece of land. It doesn't matter where you buy it, as long as the land is clean and above board, okay? Which in my case, these bonanza plots are actually it's my land. I'm doing this as my anniversary present to you guys, okay? To you women as well as men, not guys, don't really like that term. For you kings and queens, yeah, princesses and princes, very important. Okay, so this is land that I actually own, and so it's important. The give back is important, and so I can't walk the walk without talking the talk. Okay, cannot walk the walk without talking the talk, and so we have to do this. I want you to come back. I want you to be as happy as I am. I'm sharing my inspiration. I'm sharing my jubilation. I'm sharing because this has been my salvation. I don't want to sound like I'm preaching or anything, but it is the truth. I love Africa so much. I love being in Gambia so much. I love my life. I love the fact that, I used to get so stressed out having to pay bills. I used to get so stressed out. I'm telling you this, the truth. I'm just sharing with you. People say, oh, you shouldn't discuss your personal affairs. You know what? Oh, go on, 2 fingers to you. I'm just telling you from my heart. I used to literally wake up, sometimes where the stress was so much. The stress was so much on me, like, that I know that I had to fulfill, because I wasn't always married, you know. I wasn't always in relationships, you know, when I was younger. And, you know, that's why I always give thanks to Sean, because he was always there for me. He was always, you know, on my side. And also I give thanks to also my ex-husband, because he also supported me in different ways as well. You know, it's not all bad. It's not all bad at all. So, you know, and we support each other, but that is what we need to do. You know, divine masculine and divine feminine. Yeah, African, divine masculine and divine feminine, okay? We need to come together. We really do. I know there are so many things set to tear us apart, so many things to test our relationships, so many things to tempt us, so many things to distract us. And, you know, sometimes, you know, there are people that are just set to destroy, okay? And we've got to try and stay together as much as we can to uplift each other and bring each other up, okay? We have to, because there's no point in us being enemies or frenemies. It makes no sense. And sometimes people will just, you know, fabricate information just for their own benefit, for their own interest, in order to make sure that, you know, they destroy your connection. Okay? And some people buy into it, unfortunately. Some people buy into it and destroy their own lives. You know, each one teach one, exactly. And Kimani Hibbert says, you're not the only one, my queen. Yeah? Eddie Hughes says, you're a great inspiration. Thank you so much. And Night Owl says, okay, feminine has XY and masculine has, okay, whatever. What I'm trying to say is that, you know, the experience was a hard one. You know, people don't realize what it's like to, when your child is sick and, you know, you have to say, look, give them, you know, a spoon of, I don't know, whatever it is, and then say, oh, you know, go to school, because you have to go to work. Okay, and then you get a call from the school to say your child is sick, and then you have to say, oh, I've just got a call from the school, and now I have to go back, when you knew that you just wanted to stay at home with your child in the first place. You know, when, you know, you have to pay that bill and you're stressed because you know that this gas bill has come in so high, you can't even work out your consumption. How is it I've used out so much gas this winter? How comes my gas bill is more than I've earned, yeah, for the entire month? And so it's like challenging. Do you understand? Oh, why is my tax bill this? Why didn't I get a tax rebate? Okay, why is my council tax bill so high? You know, why is it my salary doesn't cover all my expenses? Why is it my salary never covers all of my expenses? Why is it I seem to be spending? So, you know, that I used to have that stress too. I used to have that stress too. And the thing is that it doesn't matter. You can, yes, okay, I can be driving a car. Yes, okay, I have money. Okay, yes, I had situations. But I also remember when I didn't. I remember when times were hard. Yeah, it's just that I was determined to change that reality. I was determined to change my life. I was determined that, no, I'm not revisiting that again. No, this isn't going to happen to me again. I'm going to change this. I don't want this. I don't want this. And then the thing is that I also had to change the people around me. Because sometimes the people around you, you know, they pretend that they're working in your best interest, but they're not. They just want to bring you down. And the minute that you seem to be, you know, being successful, or you maybe got a good partner this time, or you got someone who's supporting you, you'll find that they all come out and they've got nothing good to say. And the reason why is because they don't want you to succeed above them, over them, or, you know, they just want to destroy because they're jealous of you anyway, but they never showed you, and they're envious, they're secretly envious. They never had your best interests at heart, and they'll try and sabotage you in any which way. They'll, you know, delay They'll destroy, they'll create excuses, they'll do anything. So, don't let people get in your way of your trajectory, of your direction back to Africa, because people will do it. Because not everybody, around you might be supporting you. They might secretly not be supporting you. In fact, they don't want you to leave them to go to Africa. Okay, so just think about that, because like I said, not everybody's your friend. And if you do find someone who's in your corner, then yeah, work with them. You find someone that is supporting you, then work with them. You find someone that is caring for you, work with them. You find someone who's loving you and loving what you're doing and supporting you wholeheartedly with their heart, work with them. Okay, make it happen. Definitely. Just use discernment. Use discernment, because that is what it's about. It's about discernment. If anything was to happen to me, just believe you that I transcend happily to my ancestors, because me so much more, but I'm still happy with what I've done. Okay, and giving back is so important to me. Giving back is so important, and knowing that I've ascended from the kind of spell that they had us under, into self-determination, into self-love is so important. So let me just say, let me just go back. Stephanie Ripley. How are you? Yeah. So Jazara said, American, I've worked with her. Oh my gosh, my sister-in-law, my mom-in-law, Busra is on the map. Yeah, Busra is definitely on the map. Yeah. Okay, so I shouted you out, Stephanie Ripley. Opulence, determination is key. Cesare said the Gambia, I like the cash and carry method in the Gambia, and the stress of credit and bill debt is non-existent. I do as well. You pay, what you get for, you pay for. And I agree with it, because the stress of credit cards, of debit, of credit is too much. Is way too much. I have my house, I don't have a mortgage. If something's broken, I have to fix it. You understand? I don't have rent. It's just lovely. The electricity that I'm living with is solar from the sun. My water is from the earth. My plants bear fruits. At the moment, I'm growing 2 pineapples. I will send a picture. I got to take another one, because the last one I did, they were smaller, but they've got bigger since then. So I want to show you the 2 pineapples that we've grown. And, I'm just so proud of us, because I was told actually that pineapples don't grow in Gambia. So I feel like Steph and I are going to shout out. Steph, thank you for doing the moderation. And I'm going to sound off so you can have a break. Yeah, the pineapples that we've grown, I'm so proud of. So I will try and take another picture. Jazara said in the Gambia. Yeah, okay. So Johnny Roberts, how are you? And what's the story there? Story's great here. Life is great here. Loving it. Benny said they are trying to bring digital currency to African countries. Yes, they are. And I think that certain countries are boding not so well with it. I think, and some aren't. I think there's definitely some disadvantages. I'll talk to you about that another time, because I'm going to close now. But I want to say thank you to everybody that joined me on the live. It's been an amazing show. I really enjoyed just reading your comments and sharing information. And please remember to go and watch the video. Yeah, my favorite ex, because like I said, let's pick up the beautiful and wonderfully handsome. Did I say beautiful? Okay, let me change that. Okay, let's big up our handsome and divine masculine African black kings and princes. Okay, let's big us up. Also our beautiful divine feminine queens and princesses. Okay, let's big ourselves up. Okay, let's love ourselves more. Remember that we're one nation, one people, one Africa, one love, one destiny. And thank you so much for joining me. We had an extended show today. I hope you enjoyed it. I really just wanted to make it about you. So I want to say thank you to everybody that's been on the show today. I've tried to call out everybody's name. And I just want to thank you for watching BlaXit. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Remember that if you want to, you can support BlaXit to help us do our productions, which of course is not obligatory. It's an option and it's up to you. But if you'd like to, we have a PayPal. If you want to send me a belated birthday present, you can. PayPal, and that is Bop Collective, BOP Collective at yahoo.com, and also BlaXit via Patreon. So yeah, that's if you want to support. Of course, you know, we appreciate any donations that we get. It all goes towards a good cause. If it doesn't go for BlaXit, we do put it towards one of our good causes in the community. So with that being said, and without further ado, I'm going to say good night, or good day, or good afternoon, or good morning, whenever you're seeing this. But thank you for watching, and thank you for being a part of the show. Thank you so much, because it's all about you. This one was all about you, me sharing your comments, and I hope I was able to answer your questions to the best of my ability within YouTube policy. And thank you so much. I love you all.